Interesting debate we just had about new generation workflows, and I think the panel that I brought to the stage were interesting. They actually agreed, and when we talk about IT meets broadcast workflows, the IT world just see us as small fry, and that's a really difficult challenge for us to overcome. So we talked a little bit about how we might overcome that challenge. And I think business process engineers, we talk about business, and yes, we are in a business, broadcasters are in a business, and we do need to monetize our content. The phrase is talked about a lot, but getting that content used many times is going to give us value for it. So how do we do that? How do we manage to do that with keeping the infrastructure costs down and technology refreshes that keep coming up and up? How do we integrate what the new technology and the new IT workflows can bring, the service-orientated architectures, into our old ways of working with traditional broadcasts and still tape? Because we talked a little bit about the fact that tape is still around, and tape will be around for quite some time. So there's a hybrid workflow that we need to get working that will ultimately get us to the place where we want to be. So we discussed that a little bit, and I think we touched on the cloud. That's always an interesting debate, and what's the good things about the cloud? Well, not putting everything into it, putting small pieces of your workflow into it is probably the way to go. And also, taking people out of organisations, reducing the headcount. There's a huge amount of pressure to do that. That was something that was discussed, and ultimately we always need people, but it's where those people can add value. And I think Alan Whiston from the BBC spoke quite eloquently about the creative side of people and how it's really important to retain that value in the workflow chain. So we had John Mobbs as well from Deluxe Media Technologies, who brought some insight into intelligent workflows and how the use of subtitling and learning systems that they're developing can help with that. And Noel Duffy from Media Smiths, he talked from the business point of view, and almost a frustrating view came across about how broadcasters really need to just roll their sleeves up and get on with it. I'd say that's probably a summary of the session. I talked previously to that debate about workflows and how they have changed, and we've come a long way. We went back in 2002 to a time when I was at Chiswick Park, and we talked through then how basically the suppliers really didn't talk to each other. We had to drag them into a room to talk together to start to bring workflows together, as opposed to individual pieces of kit that weren't talking to each other. And we have open platforms, so that's the next generation of workflows.